What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and slide on these topics. And the first thing I want to discuss is this situation that's going down between Faizon Love and Stephen A. Smith. So guys, if you don't know, Stephen A. Smith took to his YouTube channel and he basically criticized the BET Awards for honoring OJ Simpson. Even though BET is owned by YT, man, Stephen feels that our community will be ultimately held responsible for honoring OJ Simpson. Now, what I find interesting about the OJ case is the fact that a lot of people want to try to convict this man in the court of public opinion, but he was actually found not guilty in the court of law. So it doesn't matter what I think, it doesn't matter what you think, this man was found not guilty at the end of the day. Now, what I have a hard time processing is the fact that when crimes are committed against melanated individuals by other people from other communities, and you guys know what I'm getting at, I'm just trying to rephrase it different, right? But oftentimes the courts can have valid and solidified proof that a YT person committed a crime against a melanated individual, and still that YT person gets off scot-free, doesn't do a day in jail. But in that instance, they want us to say respect the decision, respect the law. So I'm going to say that the same stance that they took is applicable here. Respect the decision and respect the law. Now, in my opinion, Stephen A. Smith has always been a pandering buffoon for those people. That's how he climbs the ladder. And he's been doing it for years. And so he's always had this association or close relationship with people from Fox News. I believe that he gloats and boasts all the time about Sean Hannity being his boy. And so Stephen A. Smith just looks like a smitten little kitten when he's talking about Sean Hannity. He loves that man to death. So at the end of the day, Stephen A. Smith is not for us, and he always finds a way to verbally chastise the melanated community, and he comes across with this ideology that we need to know how to govern ourselves accordingly before massa crack that whip. So what I want to do right here is play you guys a snippet of what Stephen had to say about the BET Awards honoring OJ Simpson, and then I'm going to play you this explosive response from Faizon. Faizon was lit, he went off, and it was well warranted in my opinion, so sit tight and I'll be back.
BET Awards. This is a celebration of blackness, of black culture, of black entertainment, of black excellence. And when you do something like this, you got folks outside the community see that TMZ talking about it, NBC talking about it, CNBC talking about it, CBS talking about it, USA Today talking about it, PBS, everybody but PBS. When that kind of stuff happens, how do you think that benefits us? And that's a story that we don't get into nearly as much as we should. Did it ever occur to anybody to remind yourself of the responsibility we have? I'm not blaming any of the folks there in the audience. They didn't know. And even though BET is owned by Paramount, it's still BET. Black folks everywhere, all up in there. And that's what we celebrate. We, as a community, are going to be held accountable for that. Subliminally, subconsciously. People going to look at us with raised eyebrows and think as a community, oh, you down with that? You cool with that? That's what you celebrate. The collective whole is what matters. Not one individual. God rest his soul. God will deal with him because God knows what he did and what he didn't do. It ain't for me to judge or anybody else to judge, but we saw what we saw. The trial was televised. His actions and his dismissiveness and disassociation and distance from the black community was self-inflicted. He created that. He wanted nothing to do with us. Where's this affinity for him? Where's the evidence that he ever gave a shit about us?
This Stephen A. Smith, man, I don't know. Where do you come from? Do they groom you? Where the do you come from? You mad because BT is celebrating OJ? Who else gonna celebrate him? Are you stupid? He was found innocent in the court of laws, the white laws. But your nose is going to go on talking about how, are you crazy? You would have did this. You would have did that. Where the do you come from? Where the do you come from? I've never seen some Lazy house. You ain't even a house. House. Who the are you? That's what Kendrick's talking about. They are not like us. They are not like you. You don't talk about OJ. Are you crazy?
I can't believe it, Jesus. I can't believe it, Jesus.
All right, so you guys just saw and heard all of that. Now, the one thing that I want to say that Stephen A. Smith is right about is the fact that OJ did distance himself from the melanated community. I believe back in the day, he said that he wasn't black, he's OJ. And so he is right about that. But ultimately, I'm siding with Faizon on this because I know where Stephen A. is coming from. He's coming from that pandering place. Listen, Stephen A. is trying to get a $100 million contract from ESPN. So in my estimation, he's definitely going to turn up the coonology, if you get what I'm saying, in his commentary, and that's what he's doing here. And honestly speaking, I don't know if Stephen A. want to go at Faizon. I really don't. I don't even think that he wants to be in the same room as a Faizon right now, because it seems as though if Stephen A. was at Faizon's reach, he definitely would put hands on him. He really would. He would bless his soul, baptize him in the Holy Spirit, for real, with a two-piece. And again, I want to reiterate that I can't stand with certain people from my community be like we need to act a certain way in front of a certain group of people, or if somebody from our community does something egregious and it's embarrassing to us, they say, oh, look at what they're going to think about us now. Like we have to impress them. They need to be impressing us, because it's a known fact that as a people, they have done way worse to all of mankind. So this notion that we need to hang our heads every time a member of our particular community does something to embarrass us, no, we don't need to hang our heads for nothing. You know, it is what it is. And we need to get that ideology out of our heads that we need to impress them. But anyway, let's move along. This is not really news, but it's funny as hell to me. So Boosie allegedly got this girl kicked out of the club because she called him out on his breath, said his breath was rank and stank and things like that. And so he got in his feelings and had this girl escorted out of the club. I want you guys to check this out and then I'll be back.
Man, so he sent security up there. We at, where we was at? KOD. He sent security up there. They come to get me. I'm like, dang, look how, y'all, I'm small. Like, what? I didn't even do anything. Like, your breath was stank, but because I told you your breath was stank, you got me kicked out the club. I'm never going to nothing else.
All right, so here's my opinion about the situation. This is the thing. Maybe Boosie was not offended by the fact that she said that his breath stunk. It was how she said it, because how you say things do matter. Because when you look at the video I just played you all, you can see Boosie kind of staring that direction of whoever was filming. And my question is, why are they filming him in the first place? So it probably lets me know that she probably said it out loud and tried to embarrass him. She could have pulled him to the side and said, yo, you know, you need to tighten up your breath. I don't want you to go in other people's faces with that rank breath. Here's a mint, here's some gum and things like that. But it seems as though that she probably tried to say it out. Well, not probably, she said it out loud to get this reaction. And given the fact that Boosie is a celebrity, you know, people try to show up celebrities all the time. Now listen, I wasn't there, and maybe she said it in a very nice way. Maybe he just didn't like the fact that she said it at all, right? So listen, Boosie, it didn't warrant kicking her out the club, but if you were embarrassed and she came to you in a nasty way with a nasty disposition, I can see that. But anyway, guys, let's move along because Diddy is being sued again. So I want you guys to check out this clip and then I'll be back to give you my 2 cents.
Diddy was just hit with another lawsuit. This woman named Adria English filed a lawsuit against Diddy for trafficking. She explained how her and her boyfriend auditioned for a modeling gig for Diddy's Sean John clothing line. She alleged that her boyfriend and another model were asked to perform oral on Diddy in order to get the job. She explained that her boyfriend turned Diddy down, but then he would get a second chance to work with Diddy as long as Adrian went to the party and performed as a go-go dancer. Her and her boyfriend agreed to work at one of Diddy's famous white parties in the Hamptons in 2004, and the lawsuit includes pictures of herself working at this party. She alleged that during this party, she was forced to drink lace liquor and flirt with the guests. She explained that she didn't have physical engagements with these guests during this white party, but she alleged that Diddy would groom her into trafficking over time. And she alleged that this didn't start happening until Diddy demanded that she had physical relations with Jacob the Jeweler, a famous jeweler in hip-hop. In this lawsuit, she included pictures of herself with Jacob the Jeweler and alleged that she was forced to have physical relationships with him and then was paid $1,000 on top of what she would usually get paid to work at Diddy parties. She then alleged that Diddy congratulated her for having physical relations with Jacob as directed and told her job well done. Then she alleged how things just got worse from there, and she was being passed around at Diddy parties to all these different people where she was essayed multiple different times. She's also suing a woman named Tamiko Thomas, who is accused of felicitating Diddy's trafficking operation. She explained how Tamika is the Ghislaine Maxwell to Diddy. She alleged in this lawsuit that Diddy made promises to her saying that he was going to help her join a girl group to enter the music business. But she said he also would back it with forceful demands, saying that he would have her and her boyfriend blackballed if they did not follow his demands. One thing that gets me, out of all of these multiple lawsuits, they all sound really, really similar. I feel like Diddy has been done, but it just keeps getting more and more and more crazy as time goes on. But you guys let me know what you guys think of this new Diddy lawsuit in the comments.
All right, so you guys just saw and heard all of that. Now, I want to say, in addition to him being sued by Adria English, he's also trying to sell the mansion that was raided by the feds in Los Angeles for $70 million. I believe he bought this mansion back in 2014 or 15 for $40 million. So he's trying to make a $30 million profit. And I'm pretty sure that at this particular point, he probably needs the money with all these lawsuits pending. Now, as far as Adria English suing Diddy, she was a former porn star, I believe, that went by the stage name Unique. And listen, it doesn't matter what she used to do. If she was taken advantage of, then there's no excuse for that whatsoever. However, people are going to judge her for her former profession, and that's just how it's going to be. And a lot of people are going to have questions surrounding her, like, why did you keep going back if you felt violated at that particular time, you know? So I don't know what the hell is going on here, but I will say that I am hearing that they're getting close to indicting Diddy. That's what I'm hearing from our plug. We talked about it. There's no emails, there's no text messages, but we did have a conversation on Monday about this particular situation. And so they're getting closer to putting all the pieces to the puzzle together to go ahead and indict Diddy. And that's probably the reason why that he's selling his LA mansion. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything I discussed within this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.